Podcast episode 7.
7.
We are on Facebook Live as we speak, just to get a little interaction with some people. I was talking to Trey a little bit earlier, and I was just saying that was really high.
That was.
What? That was really high. Sorry. I was talking to Trey earlier, and I just realized that we have done at least 3 of these Facebook Lives, and I feel like we haven't really did our introduction.
Yeah.
Like, as if we're on the podcast.
We haven't, Miss Logan.
We have not.
We haven't.
Not. So anyway, just for some of you who don't know, my name is Logan, and this is
Big Daddy.
Stop.
Okay, this is Trey.
I'm trying not to cuss. You about to start it over again. Here we go. So my name is Logan, and this is
Trey.
We are the Hodges.
Yeah.
And this is That Kind of Love podcast. This podcast is basically a show about love and relationships. Y'all, it's literally Trey and I having everyday conversations and sharing our experiences and thoughts on love. We're still learning each other and growing in our relationship, and we're here to share it with you all. We have been together for 6 years, married for how many months?
Since October the 20th.
November, December, January. So like 3 months.
October, November, December, January, 4 months.
Oh.
You have to count October.
Oh, shit. No, October to November is 1. Because we got married October 20th, so October 20th to November 20th.
You're looking at it too deep.
No, I'm right. Shut up. Anyway, we've been together for a very long time, and we're attempted to give y'all a little insight on how we've managed to stay together for this long and be happy. You know, most people can't say that they've been in a long-term relationship and have genuinely been happy. Mm-hmm. We've been happy. And if you're in a place in your life where you're looking to better your relationships with people, then you definitely want to listen. You'll laugh, you'll learn, but mostly you'll just see that I've taught Trey everything he knows. So, yes.
You can only teach people everything you know if you're taller than them. BAM!
So, I guess you have taught a lot of people nothing. Because you're extremely short.
Well, if I stand on top of something, then I'm taller than them. Mm-hmm. That's just what I have to do.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, but today's topic, the title of it, as you can see, is called So You Mad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you real mad. And basically, this is going to be a conversation about conflict management. Or you watching yourself? Like, he's so weird.
We got the Facebook Live on here as well, so I'm watching myself.
He's literally watching himself in delayed time. Yeah. He's so freaking weird.
It's warm.
But anyway, we're going to be talking about conflict management. The biggest part in relationships, not even the biggest part, but a huge part is arguing and disagreeing. What's up, Joseph?
What's up, Joseph?
It's about disagreeing on things. You have 2 completely different people, 2 different entities, 2 different personalities and thoughts and how people were raised. It just is bound to cause a disagreement in some sort. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no way around it. If you're in a relationship where you never argue, it's a problem, because that means somebody's holding something back constantly and is just letting it build up. And a nice saying that I saw on Instagram, actually, that made me think about this topic, besides, our last podcast where I said that we will talk about, arguments and how do we handle it and things like that. It was a post that says, it's not us versus each other, it's us versus the problem. Mm-hmm. And usually when you're arguing with somebody, there's a problem and it needs to be fixed.
Most people be like, no, you the problem.
That is true. Sometimes people are the problem. And we will get to that because sometimes the people are the problem. Hey. But usually in a normal, healthy relationship, you're usually arguing about something. And that's the issue. And
always. You're always arguing.
It's always, yes. But, sometimes you argue about, like, each other's, like, personality traits or things like that. Stuff that you can't really change. Like, oh, I hate the way you chew. Well, I'm not going to relearn how to chew because you're mad. Like, like that's just not going to happen.
Hi, Miss Tarver.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, Miss Mama.
But, I mean, like, that's just not going to happen.
She said, because my mouth... She answering the question, so you mad, man. She said, because my mouth is too bad, I'm taking a different approach this year. I know that mouth you got, too. Talking all that mess.
But, like, that's not stuff like that. So, like, say if just just to get on this. Say, if I'm arguing with you, if I'm mad because you didn't put your shoes up, that's the problem. So me yelling at you or discussing other things other than just asking you to put your shoes away is unnecessary. Like
bringing up other stuff.
Yeah, like
but you ain't put your shoes up the other day. You ain't wash your clothes. You just dirty. You dirty.
I was like, and this, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you tend to like argue about insignificant things like dishes, clothes, like who's gonna cook, like why you can't drive today, like you are like milk. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. People always bring up that example when it comes to like living with somebody or being with somebody about. It's always an argument about milk. Like if you left it out or you left like this much left in it, like why would you do that? Like people argue about stuff like that too, but in hindsight, it's really just you're fixated on this one thing, but it's really arguing about something completely different.
Yeah, I guess when you get mad, you start to think about what else that person doesn't do.
Yeah, or like, or it might not even be about the person. Like for example, if you had like a bad day at work or something, and like you come home, you already stressed out at work. You come home and you just see that goddamn carton of milk just sitting on the bar, and you're like, I know this nigga did not just leave all this. It's spoiled. No, I can't. You mad, but you really more mad about what happened at work. But you just got home and you got fixated on that. So now y'all beefing over some milk.
What's up, Ebony?
Like you beefing over milk. Like you don't even drink milk and you mad.
What's up, Kiki?
What's up, cuz? I was like, but now you mad about something that is so irrelevant. It's so irrelevant. And then, and then it kind of stems for, like you were saying, you get to the point where you start thinking about a whole bunch of other stuff. And it comes to, like, it kind of stems from, like, dang, I got to do everything. Even though you probably literally, one, do nothing, or the other person does equal amount of work, but you're just pissed off about something completely different. Like, somebody cut you off, so now you in the house mad, yelling about nothing.
I know this firsthand because this usually is what happens for me.
Why you lie so much?
No, we can get into it.
Come on.
Them dishes.
Okay.
Them daggone dishes.
Okay.
Whenever I'm washing the dishes, I be like, dang, you wash dishes, you be leaving clothes out.
Oh, yeah, no. I thought you meant from like the other standpoint. No, that's definitely him. Like you'll be doing one thing and you'll get pissed off about a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, Trey, I hope you do everything.
Barely.
And you're like, no, you don't. I'm like,
it's because when I'm upset, it's like, you know how to argue. I don't know how to argue. So you gonna state your facts and it's gonna sound right. I have to make sure I come prepared. No, you make it sound right.
Sounds right.
I have to come prepared. So that's why I come with other stuff.
As you can see, we clearly have conflict issues. Like any other couple.
It's not us. It's the problem.
So just in case you thought that we didn't argue, we do.
Yeah. And
we tell y'all this all the time.
What's up, Wendy?
We not perfect. We argue about a lot of stuff. Sometimes you just have to have conflict. Like you just have to get some of that energy out.
Bro, like she be starting arguments with me just to show her that I love her. Like I promise she be doing that. I be like,
explain yourself.
She completely forgets certain things. Completely forget. I be like, babe, like you literally did that a long time ago. No, I didn't, babe. I don't like with the frozen chicken in there. The frozen chicken fat. No.
I did not. You and Dad was like, "Ooh, yeah, let's get that."
No, this is how I know. I don't even like that chicken. I would never pick it out.
Yes,
and I was like, "Babe, you picked it out." And she was like, "No, I didn't."
No,
I was like,
"Babe, pick that chicken out."
Babe, you picked that chicken out. I was like, "Babe, no, I
didn't pick that chicken."
She was like, "No, I didn't." And I guarantee you that she picked that chicken out. Because I don't even like it.
I didn't pick it up.
I haven't even touched it.
I didn't pick it up.
Keegan says that builds character in your relationship. It does.
It does.
But not too much. Not too much. Because if you do it a lot.
Yeah, too much arguing is like, okay.
You got some character and some hands thrown.
I'm going to have to strangle you. But, that just leads us to talking about something I like to call anger patterns. It's something that we also learned in marriage counseling. And there's three different types of people. I mean, you have the spouter. We'll get into exactly what they are. But you have the spouters, you have the cookers, and then you have like the avoiders. You could kind of fall in, a few of them, maybe all of them. But there's one that'll be way more prominent.
So Michelle
and
Carla, we ain't miss you, Carla. You would say what's up to you too.
But one will be way more prominent than the others. Let's get into them just a little bit.
Tell them about the first one. I want you to tell them about the first one.
Shut your face.
The first one is the sprouter.
The what?
The sprouter.
The what?
Sprouter?
Sound it out. It's called a spouter. Okay?
She didn't know how to say it either.
Yeah, I said it multiple times.
You were sounding it out earlier today when you put this daggone thing together.
Why you lie so much?
Oh no.
Why you gotta be a hater? Just because you can't read.
It's sprouter, damn it. Sprouter.
Spouter.
Go. What is
spouter?
Well, you talk about.
Okay.
This one.
Anyways,
what is
until
this?
I was rudely interrupted, I'm gonna fire you.
So this. All right. So here's some of the few. Things.
Anyway, a spouter is somebody who often explode with sarcasm or hurtful remarks. Mm-hmm. So if you're getting into... Stop being extra. I'm about to explode now. Stop being extra. Okay, usually, so if you're in an argument with somebody, like, they're just super like, you know what, I don't even care, go for it, whatever, you do it. We all know those people. Mm-hmm. I don't do it like that. I just say something super sarcastic and then move on with my life. So they often explode with sarcasm or hurtful remarks. They respond with aggression.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
That's not how you listen, my nigga. Don't get beat up on Facebook Live.
I need some water.
It's water right in front of you. Literally. And they focus on personal needs and miss the other person's needs. They feel better after they have calmed down type situation. So they're more of like right off the rip. And then like they'll apologize and then they're ready to move on. Like they don't want to don't even want to discuss what happened. They're just like, whatever, I'm done. Like, let's dip. I'm tired of talking about this.
That's some of you, because you don't apologize quickly at all.
No.
You don't apologize quickly at all.
I'm more of a spouter. I'm more of a, like, I have traits of a spouter. So, like, if we're having an argument or a disagreement about something, I'm just like, yo, let's get it done. Like, if I'm mad about something, let's
talk
get it
about
out.
It right now.
Like, whatever type situation. These people tend to, like, when they get heated, their voices raise a little bit. It is not even so much of, like, like yelling at you. It's just like you just get hyped. So you're just like, let me get over it.
I call it getting excited. She just gets real excited at times when she.
I don't like how you're talking and touching my knee.
She just gets real excited sometimes. And just happen to be in public, wherever we are at the time. No. It just happened to be.
We're about to have this discussion again. Everyone, I do not be screaming and yelling at him when we in public. Trey is just more of he rather not talk about it out. We're going to get to what type of person Trey is. We're going to get to that. Let's move on. So those are the spouters. Now we're going to move on to the cookers. Mm-hmm. And these people appear to be fine on the outside, but they're steaming on the inside. Mm-hmm. Mm. Steaming on the inside.
Yeah, I call that mind control.
No.
And body control.
No.
See, no, look, let me explain. Look, can I explain myself, please? See, some people, we got control like no other.
Like, for real, fix it. You being extra right now.
Okay. How you doing, Miss Brandy? Cousin? Is that cousin? Yeah, that's cousin. All right, so, so there's certain type of people like myself that can control their anger, and they just hold it on the inside, because sometimes we don't like the attention of other people looking at us getting yelled at, or us yelling at other people.
Even at the house when we're by ourselves.
Well, that is true as well. But the cookers are basically, once they are at a breaking point, they will erupt and lay out everything that they have been hurt. That is absolutely true. That is very, very true. I do that, but I don't like throw it. I don't throw it all on you, like as far as like making you hurt or anything.
Well, like I said, there's aspects to it, but like I said, let's just keep going.
Yeah. The next thing is walk away.
He stay crying too. You want me to say it for you? I can say it for you.
I'm just mad. They have this walk away crying and cursing or refusing to talk about the incident. I don't do any of that.
You stay crying.
I don't do any. Don't be saying that to people like I do like, truly be crying.
Not literal tears, but he be whining about stuff. I'd be like, bro, why you crying so much?
The thing that makes me so mad is every time we in an argument or something, she always starts to mock me. I'm like full blown, like trying to explain her. No, because you never even did that. She be like, come on, stop playing. I be like, no, because you never even put it up. And I can't say nothing back because she gonna keep on doing it. So I have no choice but just to shut up. I have no other choice. So I do not walk away crying. What really happens is I try to explain myself and she always say, why you always crying? Or she start mocking me. And then I have no other thing to do but walk away. So that's where she gets the way walk away crying. Now the last one is may offer an apology but rarely take responsibility for the pain. I do apologize and I do take responsibility. If I'm wrong, I do let you know, all right, sorry, babe. You the one that's don't say that you wrong. That be you.
Anyways, it's no reason to point
that be
fingers. You. So anyway, the cooker is
usually... Chappelle, what's happening? Oh, yeah. Japan.
So anyway, like the cookers are pretty much the people who kind of like let it simmer. They let things simmer. They're just like, you know what? I'm gonna let it slide this time. I'm gonna let it slide this time. And then it's that one time where you lost it. You was waiting for that snack when you got home and you found out your spouse ate it. Oh, I'm firing you all the way up. That time you didn't do the dishes. You didn't take the dog out. Like
they like, bro, the snack, I just moved it over there and you just went off on this whole tangent.
Like, but it's right there. It's like, oh.
My bad. I ain't mean to cuss you out like that. Talk about your mama.
They apologize and then they don't take responsibility for what just happened.
I apologize for cussing you out like that. But you shouldn't have moved it.
That's exactly how it goes. So you have the spouters who are just like, right when it happens, they're just like going at you. Like they're just yelling.
And then they forget about it and go on with the...
And they're not even forget about it. It's like after they get off what they had to get off, they're just like, okay, let's move on. Like it's done. Like I'm satisfied with what happened. So you should be satisfied. Like let's keep it pushing.
So Brandy, is I'm guessing Damon is your husband. Is he the sprouter or a cooker?
Spouter?
A spouter or a cooker? Go ahead. I want to see what and how you deal with that. How you deal with that, whichever one he is.
While she's preparing to answer, then we're going to move on to, we have the avoiders. And these people literally just ignore conflict, like, period. And they put up a front. So they'll act like something's not bothering them just to not discuss it. Like, I'd rather just sweep it under the rug and act like everything's cool and, like, have a good old time. But at night, I'm just like, I'm about to sock him in his throat.
I can say I used to be like this. Yes. Like, I had to grow from this.
Yeah, I had to kind of, like, pull it out of you a little bit. So then like the next thing, like they refuse to discuss hurt feelings, causing less like vulnerability. They're less willing to like open up or do anything else because they're just like, my feelings really hurt, but I feel like if I say it, it's gonna be extra.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt even more.
And another thing that these people usually do because they want to avoid stuff, they try to find other ways to like get back at their spouse. So like unnecessary punishment. So like say if I don't want to talk about something that you like did to hurt me, then I'll be like, okay. And then so like in a week when you're just like, hey, can you do this for you? Like, no, I'm not.
I do be doing that sometimes.
We both do at some point. You know, at some point everybody has reached that point where they're just like, you know what, we ain't gonna talk about it, but I got you on the flip side. Like I'm not gonna do it.
Next time you ask me, go downstairs and get something.
And then these people also, they kind of talk themselves out of negative feelings. So you have those people where you're like, dang, you're not really that happy all the time. And usually it's because they're not, but they're just choosing to not feel those negative feelings and feel super shocked when people are like, are you okay? And you be like, yeah, I'm fine. And they're like, no, I don't think you are. And they're like, I am, I'm fine. But really you're like, I'm not.
Down on my love.
I'm not. And then and these people don't really apologize because they feel like nothing is ever their fault because they feel like you the one doing this. I'm just holding it in. So like if I do spat on you or do whatever, then I'm still not apologizing because it was always your fault.
Yeah.
What we got here?
So Brandy, you said your husband is the cooker. She said she make him talk about it.
Yeah.
That's what she had to do to me. Yeah.
Oh, Chappelle, you said you avoid it.
So how do your husband deal with you? That's what I want to know. How do you? Because I already know Chappelle. You be like, I don't even want to talk about it, whatever. I don't care.
Sean like, bruh,
get over here, man. You just, I don't want to talk about it. I know.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, how you doing?
Yeah. So for us,
Welcome.
I mean, I'm more of a spouter. I have my cooker ability sometimes, but you're like more of a cooker and like a avoider. So for the longest, we would get into arguments and things like that, and I'll be like, we're clearly mad at each other about whatever the situation is. I can't even think of something off the rip, but we're clearly upset about something. And me, I'm more like, literally we could be on the way to somewhere in the car arguing about. Well, we don't like to say argue. We like to say disagree. We have a lot of disagreements. And something's clearly happening. And I'm like, yo, let's talk about it now. And Trey's like, nah, we about to go somewhere. Like, I don't want to discuss it. And I'm like, I'm not going to get out the car. Like, I'd rather talk about it now because my whole attitude would be completely different.
No.
Granted, no, actually it will be. Because when we talked about stuff, regardless if I was still mad about it, at least I had like a serenity about it. Like, we got to talk about it. Now if we don't talk about it, you know my attitude be bad.
See, no, well, in the beginning we would talk about it, but then she would be mad because of the conversation, and then she'll bring that into with my family or whatever it is. And then like we be around once you got cool and close with my family.
It depends.
We go around them, and then if she was mad at me, hey y'all, how you doing?
It depends.
Bye bye.
Because I had a rule. For me, I had a rule. Now, if we were just like around your cousins, I didn't care because I could care less about their opinions about me. Sorry, I love y'all now. I absolutely do. I care about y'all's opinions about me. Y'all are amazing. But in the beginning, I truly did not care. So, like, if we went out somewhere with like his cousins are like, we're all the same age. I would not care because I'm like, I don't care about them if they like me or not. But if we were around like your aunts and like your dad and mom and stuff, no matter how mad at you I would still come in there and be like, hey, because it's a sign of respect. Like, that's all it was.
But she wouldn't show me that love. If she'd be like, hey y'all, hey y'all.
I would literally say hi to everybody and just walk around.
And then she'd look at me.
So like I'm definitely a spouter. I'm like, can we just get this, like, just get it over with, like, let's go and move on, like, period. And Trey was the complete opposite. Like, he cooked on stuff, like, literally to this day, it's sometimes he'll do this.
Oh yeah.
And I'll just, like, I think we're good. Like, he'll act like nothing's wrong. Like, we'll be having a great time.
But I'll be stirring that pot.
And then 3 days later, he's like, you know what?
I'm sick of this.
He's like,
I'm sick of you always treating me like this. Babe, I just asked you, can you go downstairs and get me? But you don't never give me nothing. That last Wednesday.
Because, like, no, literally, like, just an example, like this past example where, like, you were, like, mad about something because you had to, like, clean or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And literally 3 days later, he was like, you know what? I was just at work and I was just having a bad morning. I was like, I'm so concerned. I'm like, what happened? Like, what's going on? He was like, the other day, I just had to clean. He was like, I just had to clean. And I was like, oh, you started with that real shit today. I was like, and me, y'all, I try to be as sympathetic as possible when it comes to certain stuff, but I'm also a spouter. So you can't tell me something that happened 3 days ago because I've already moved on past it. So whatever emotions you were feeling or still feeling, I could care less about it now.
See, and this is where I had to grow because I saw Chappelle. She said Sean would try to make her talk, but she was shut down.
Yeah.
And so this is me. Like, yeah. I would be like, all right, just bottle it in and then forget about it. You know, just get it over with and don't say nothing and just keep it going. But I've learned from certain examples that you got to open your mouth because if you shut down It's just like you stuffing something you just stuffing stuff in a bottle. Keep on stuffing it, pushing it down and pushing it down. Eventually, it's gonna get to the top.
And once every time I do something, it's gonna shake and
spew over. Yeah. And like, so you have to continue to empty out in order to put back in, because we're gonna be putting back in, because people like her are gonna get on your nerves.
Whatever.
Hey, cousin Lisa.
It's Aunt Lisa.
Oh, hey, Aunt Lisa. Sorry.
Everybody ain't the cousin. Everybody ain't the
And what's up, Daryl? I see you, man. We ain't miss you. So
yeah, but I mean. and that's when you have to, that's the type of stuff you have to learn about each other, because people handle conflict completely different, and you have to be sensitive to it. Like our first year and a half together, it was just us learning each other's like anger language, I guess, like trying to discover it, because like I said, like it'd be times where apparently I did something that made him mad and he would not say anything, and then days later we're having like this long talk discussion. I'm like, when was this? Like, I just saw you today, or he'll be like, you'll be like super distant with like text or like calls, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like now to this day, I'll just randomly be like, what's wrong with you? And you'll just be like.
Then that's when I let her know. Yeah,
I'm like, really? I'm like, trash.
But like, I've gotten better.
5 days.
Okay, I got 3 days. 3 days, but it's not every time. It's not every time.
It's not. We're learning each other. He's learning that I need to become a scholar. Quickly. Yeah. Well, I just need information quickly.
But my thing is, I just don't like to. I have to ponder on certain things so I can really be like, am I tripping or am I not? Yeah. Because when you have somebody that can come back with responses like that, I'm thinking like, okay, +1. Separate the 6. I'm like, I'm trying to put stuff together in my mind. Okay, am I really tripping? Did this really happen? But that's, in a sense, that's what part of the reason why I don't respond right away. The second reason is sometimes I just don't want to argue, because you are a arguer, if that's a word.
Well, I know how to argue.
She knows how to argue. And sometimes I'd be like, I don't feel like going back and forth right now, so I'm going to just bottle that up, and then we're going to talk about it later. Champel said that, and that is true. I'm learning that now. I be trying not to explode. You got to ease it out. Yeah. You just got to ease it out as little as possible and don't explode. Because I'm a Gemini, and I've already experienced with certain people, once you get me to my max, I don't come back. Like, I just...
Yeah, and that's another reason why I tell him, like, if something's going on, then just go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
Shut up, Chappelle. Don't nobody need you to agree with him.
She an arguer.
Nobody needs you to agree with him. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, usually spouters, we're pretty set. We're pretty set in what the disagreement was about, or like what our response
pretty selfish too.
It's not.
Like on the cool side, in the sense of don't think that she wrong. Or don't think that you're wrong. I'm not gonna say that. They don't think that they wrong because they. We are usually
the people who's just like, we're hearing what you're saying and we totally get it, but who cares because you're not right. Like, you're still not listening to what I'm saying type situation, and that's usually how we are. Then the cookers are usually the people who need time to process what's happened. They can't just respond like off the rip because they're just not processed that way. They need some time to do that. And then avoiders, they just don't want to talk about it at all. So you kind of have to sit down and really ask them like what's going on. And you have to be very calm with them because they're not aggressive people. Like, they don't like to talk about conflict. They'd rather just go in a corner and like hide and not talk to people about anything.
So I guess the question is, because there might be some people that don't know how to start figuring that stuff out. Like, it's like, I feel like you have to have an out of body experience. Like, when you're in the midst of an argument, you have to like look at the argument and be like, okay, this is what's going on. This is how I'm reacting. This is how they're reacting. How can I effectively understand them and also get my point across in their way of understanding and their personality?
And that's a good point, Brandon. We do the same thing. We don't even like to call our arguments. We call them just, disagreements. We discuss things because literally just putting a negative name on what's happening makes a huge difference. It sounds crazy, but it makes a huge difference because literally we can be going back and forth like kind of like aggressively, and then literally will be talking and be like, see, I'm not going to argue with you about this. But then when you go, you know what? We're not arguing. We're having a discussion. Your whole demeanor completely changes.
Yeah, you're not on the defense or you're not like kind of puffed up.
Yeah, you kind of...
How you doing, Chastity?
You kind of back down a little bit and just be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's talk. We're having a discussion. But the question, back to your question, about how can people find out like what they are. These are just like one question that you could possibly ask yourself for like different people. So like for the spouters, it would be like, can you be blunt and forceful when somebody does something to frustrate you? So is your initial response like, who you talking to? What? Like what you doing?
What'd you say?
Yeah, like if that's your initial response, then you're probably a spouter because you're ready for it. You're like, yeah, let's go. Like let's get into it. If you're a cooker, one of the questions you can ask yourself is like, am I rather reserved about sharing my problems or frustrations? So for cookers, basically like if a problem comes up, are you more like, you know what, I'm about to just go ask him. I'm about to go just ask her. Or are you more like, maybe I shouldn't.
Or maybe I'll think about it, or maybe I'll, you know.
Yeah, and then if you're a avoider, it's like you have to ask yourself, like, do you become silent when you're angry or frustrated, knowing that the silence bothers some people? So, you know, if you're so mad or whatever, and you just decide the silent treatment, are you a silent treatment person? Because that means you don't really want to talk about it, but you know your silence is working better than you talking.
I do that sometimes.
It doesn't work because he talks so much. Like I can do it to him, and he'll be
no,
like, "It works."
No, like that's when you know I'm really upset. Is
which is
whenever
fine,
I get
but it
quiet.
just doesn't work. Like it doesn't bother me that you're quiet. It bothers you when I'm quiet because you love talking. I already know your game. It's done. It's finished. I already know it.
This is confessions. I got a god dang. I got a game plan, like re-game plan now.
Yeah, anyway, you're way late on that.
She says Sean is a spouter. I know I spelled the word wrong. No, you spelled it right. I've just been saying it wrong. So you spelled it. That is absolutely right.
Yeah, but I mean, and from what we learned, a good way to once you figure out what you are, that doesn't solve everything. People are still kind of stuck in their ways on how they handle things or how they react to things. Yes, you can learn to react differently, but for Trey and I, one of my biggest things is not faking. Like not being fake with your emotions. I'm definitely a person that's like, if I'm mad about something, don't take me to no party with like very high-end people that you're trying to impress, because there's no way I can hide it. Especially if I'm really upset about something. I'm not good with faking. I will do it if it's like business-wise or like it's affecting our pockets, I'm going to fake it. But as far as like I was telling him before, with hanging out with certain people in the family and like their statue or things like that, I don't care. Like if I'm mad about something, I'm mad. I'm not gonna be rude to them, but I'm also not gonna be like all over him just to like put on a show. Like I'm mad. I don't care.
And that's the thing. Like that's something that I could do. And in the beginning, I thought there was something wrong with her. Like she ain't have no self control. Like honestly,
but it's not about that. It's just like I'm not like the longer I fake it, the more like when we get home, I'm gonna be on fire because all day I'm like, hey, he got me out here faking with these people. Dang, now I gotta act like I like him. Like I'm finna get in the car and I'm like, don't touch me for like 3 days. Like that's how mad I would be. I would just be like, I can't.
And I'm the type of person I can fake it real nice. Like
you should like explain that a little bit.
Oh well, okay. Like if we're about arguing,
like emotion, he can act like he's
so
happy
if we're upset,
not.
if we're like driving the car, we're discussing about something and I haven't like fully got over it, or you know I'm still upset about it, I can completely. You can't talk because you the same way, Champel. But like I would be able to fake it, go in front of people. Hey, this is my wife. Oh my gosh, I love her. And I'll be able to do all of that. And then when we get in the car, just quiet, just
like say nothing. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I can't. I have not learned to be that mature yet. I can't do it.
Yeah. So that's what I had to learn in the beginning, is that because you are one way doesn't mean that you can throw that on somebody else. Because I would tell her, you need to control your emotions. I remember one time I told you, I was like,
and I went smooth off.
What I was gonna say?
When you was talking about you need to learn how to not be mad about stuff.
No, not well. Yeah, that. But I was more so saying I was trying to tell you how to control your anger. Like, not control your anger, but control, like, being mad. And I was like, if a police officer pulled you over and was, like, giving you a ticket, would you still be mad and have an attitude with him?
Yeah.
And she gave me that. I was like, what? I put on the straight front. Yes, officer. How you doing?
I mean, like, I wouldn't be like,
I know that.
Why you pull me over? But I'd be like, I would have like a straight face, like just a regular face. Like I wouldn't like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. So that's why I thought something was wrong with her, and she couldn't control her emotions. But that's just the way that she is, and it's beautiful in that because I found that there's beauty in that she is actually able to bring some stuff out of me to help me grow in certain areas. But have I taught you kind of to not talk about some stuff, like not always get it out?
As far as like, okay, and that's what I was gonna get into. In the way that we have learned to not even so much compromise, but kind of work with each other and not like just force each other to be like the other, was he knows that I'm a spouter, and he knows like if I'm mad about something, I have to talk about it right then. So what he'll do is listen to like what I'm saying and how I'm going about it while he takes time to process it. And then usually we'll kind of go from there. And then usually that's if I'm mad about something, because there's going to be times where one person's mad about it and the other person is really not. They're just like, okay, we can talk about it if it's going to make you feel better, but I really don't care. Like, I'm not mad about this. So if I'm mad about something that I'm clearly mad about and he just wants to like not annoy me even more, he'll just let me get it off my chest and he'll listen. And then for me, when he's upset about something, which I usually don't know till days later, or if we're having an argument and I know he's upset, I give him time to process the information. Because if you don't give him time, then it's going to come back up in 3 days.
Yeah.
So the only way to like kind of let him get what he needs to get said, and for me to like move past it, because I'm gonna like, let's talk about it, let's move on. I don't want to talk about this for 3 days. Like, I'm done talking about it. Give him time to get his thoughts together and see how he really feels about it, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it, and then I'm like, boom, we're done, right? Yeah. We don't talk about this no more.
And that's pretty good. Like, we've done pretty well with that as far as like if we wait and we talk about it, like we literally squash it. Like, I don't hold on to stuff. Yeah. We don't hold grudges or anything like that. Champel said, I'll still have the attitude to then start crying. Oh, she told me with the officer. Then start crying if the officer asks me to step out the car. Yeah. So you control your anger.
And when I say attitude, like, I'm not gonna be like rolling my eyes like, why you stop me over? Like, I'm not gonna be extra. I'm not trying to go to jail. Like, I am a black woman. I'm not trying to die either.
License and registration.
But I wouldn't just like all of a sudden turn on like this like happy like attitude. I'll be cordial and calm, like, hey, like, what happened? Like, why, you know, I'll be normal. But as far as like completely changing my attitude and just being like, like, literally the only people who can do that for me are kids. Kids are the only human beings that if I'm having a horrible day or I'm not in a good mood, if I see them, I will completely change my attitude. Like, literally, that's it. Adults can kick rocks. I don't care. I really don't. Most of the time, I'll just tell people I don't even want to talk to you. I'm like, I'm good. Not right now.
And I don't see how she do that.
And he's just like, he could be pissed off. And if people come up to him, he'd be like, hey, how you doing? You doing great? And like in his head, he's like, oh my God.
Why did I open my mouth? I'm too nice.
I'm too nice. It'd be so bad. Like, if we be out and we both mad and then people come up to talk to us and Trey has to talk to them, I'd be wanting to walk away so bad. But then I look like a horrible person. Like, this is like when we first started dating and people were kind of trying to figure out how our personalities like even got together, because Trey would be so nice. Like, he's the nicest person. Like, he truly is. Like, he could be having a horrible day, but if somebody comes up and wants to talk to him, he will stop and talk to them for like no matter how long that they want to talk. And I'm the complete opposite. I'm like the bitchy wife that's like, we don't care. And Trey's like, we care. So what else happened on the 5th of July in 1990? And I'm like, oh, this nigga tripping. We not about to sit here and listen to this, like, at all. And it's a nice trait, but for me, it's the annoying one. Because I'm like, please. I
can't even argue with it.
I'm like, please get out my face. I don't care.
Because that's what I put on my Instagram one time. This lady, I already wasn't really feeling it wasn't feeling like helping her, but she asked me everything. She asked me how to edit photos.
I was like, ma'am, this is Verizon. I'm not here to help you do all that.
And I'm just put on that front, just like
I've been like this my whole life. I have.
And she ain't never changed.
I've got a little nicer. I have. I kind of have to be.
Yeah, you kind of have.
Because, yeah, I have been nicer. Considering the field I want to be in, I kind of have to be a little nicer to people. Anyway.
And I don't even know how I ended up with it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know. Because you was nice. You was nice to me, though.
That's because I liked you. There's a difference.
Say it again.
Because I liked you.
How much?
Enough to marry your dumbass. Anyway, so I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh my gosh. Chicken bears. Chicken bears. Chicken bears. You remember when he was doing that? Yeah. Oh, of course you remember. That's okay. Anyway, but anyway, after getting all those things down, we're not saying that once you know this information, y'all will stop arguing or like arguments won't get heated and things like that. Trust me, you have to realize sometimes you're just gonna be mad. You're just gonna be mad. Like, I want to punch you in the face, mad. Like, I'm finna break up with you now.
Hold on, wait. She's the only one that says any of this.
No, that is true. Like,
she's the only one.
I'm the aggressive one. I'm like,
I do not say any of that. I don't think I ever say I want to break up with you. Yeah, I've never said like being upset with you.
I was like, you actually broke up with me, so I don't think that's.
I never said it like being mad at you. I never
said that either.
Well, yeah, you never said that, but she was like, I want to punch you in your face.
Oh yeah, always. No, always.
You definitely said that one.
You guys. Always. Have I ever punched him? No, I would never lay my hand on him.
Yeah.
But have I come close? Have I come close? Yes, I've wanted to punch him in the face multiple times. So, actually, at the beginning of this podcast, I wanted to punch him in the face.
Why?
Because you were being so extra. Like, you had your voice on and everything at the beginning of this podcast.
What was I doing?
All right, so you see, you guys.
I was playing.
Yeah, doing the most. You know, I don't like that extra shit. Anyway, so you have to realize that sometimes you're just going to be mad, and sometimes people just need to be cussed out.
I will attest to that.
I mean,
I will need to be cussed out sometimes.
You know, because and it's not honestly, y'all. Let's be real. When I do have to cuss Trey out, because as y'all found out past podcast, I like to curse. He doesn't at all. So usually when I cuss Trey out, it's never like off the rip, like just straight disrespectful, like calling you all kind of B's and H's. Like it's really not that. Most of the time when I use cuss words in sentences or anything, it's because he wasn't hearing me in my regular toned voice. And he is one of those. He has to see and hear things differently in order for him to process it.
Yeah.
So usually I'm like, yo, I said like about going somewhere. I'm like, no, you can't go. Like, I really don't like it. If you don't want me to go, then you shouldn't go. Yada yada yada. And he's like, but like this rarely happens that you go back and forth with me about going places. Yeah. But like for hypothetical, like just a hypothetical. Say, and then he's like, but I really want to go. Like, it ain't nothing gonna be there. Like da da da. And I'm like, look, nigga, I told you not finna go do that shit. Like, it's stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm one of the I'm a new class of, I don't know if this is a classification that any ladies have classified their man in, but I'm a show me nigga.
Oh yeah.
I'm a show me nigga. So it's not until you show me how mad that you are that I really understand
that he processes it. Because he's one of those, like, if he in trouble, he laughs. Like, he can't help it. So he just thinks you're playing with him. But the moment...
I don't think you're playing. Well, I just can't help but, like, laugh.
Which is fine. But then the moment I start cussing, you don't be laughing no more.
No, yeah.
You be like, oh, crap. Yeah. She mad.
Yeah.
She
mad.
But, I mean, honestly, y'all, like, it's not even a secret, but it's just a thing that you have to understand when you're in relationships. It is all about respect. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Trey and I... we can have arguments or disagreements and still like love each other and literally fairly work through them fairly quickly. Is because we respect each other. We don't do or say anything that is demeaning or demising to that person. And then if we did, because it's usually me, because I'm like going off. Like when I'm going off, I'm going off. But it's never nothing like crucial to the point where you just like, what'd you say? Yeah. It's literally like,
it's gotten close.
Like what?
Well, not even saying stuff, but like, excuse me. All right. So last Sunday, I asked her to wear heels, right? And then she was saying she was hurting in them, whatnot. She's just crying, and all that.
Cause my feet hurt.
So she, first of all, when we was leaving the house, she was like, "And you better not say, and you better not be walking fast. I'm gonna do something." I think she said, "I'm gonna leave or something. I'm gonna turn around."
I was just like, "Don't be walking fast."
Yeah, don't be walking fast. But she was extra with it. I was like, okay, whatever. So I was making sure, like, I listened. I was making sure I wasn't walking fast. When we was leaving the church, I guess I started walking a little fast.
Like, no, you like, we was going through the crowd, walking slow, and then you was like zoomed up. I was like,
we was not even walking that fast. And like, she literally grabbed no, we was holding hands.
Yeah, I like put my nail in
she put her nail in my hand. And I was like, we was leaving church. Everybody was there. I couldn't make a scene. I'm not the scene type person making a scene, but like I felt like she was getting like a boundary right there, so I had to let it be known. All right, you getting close to a boundary. So the moral of the story is like we stay within that respect line and that respect level. If it starts to go out of that, we make sure to let it be known. All right, look, you went a little bit too far. Blah 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 blah.
He was crying. He was crying. It was not even.
That's physical abuse.
It was not even. No, you know what's physical abuse? Making me wear heels.
You bought the heels,
and I didn't want to wear them.
Why you got so many heels then?
Because I wear them when I want to wear them. I didn't want to wear them Sunday.
You wore heels yesterday. Were your feet hurting yesterday?
No, those are my comfortable heels. But you know why I couldn't wear them on Sunday? Because my toes were hurt.
Well, that's who fault. That ain't my fault. Tell me why Logan still got the nail polish on her feet for my wedding.
Oh, that's what we doing. We exposing people.
Yeah.
Okay.
She still got the nail polish from the wedding on her feet.
Yeah.
On her feet.
I do. It's hot. I'm sweating.
I don't know. I was trying to get it for
you. I'm good. But anyway, I think it's all about respect. I think having disagreements is completely fine. I think, dang, where's that other? Arguing is.
Yeah, arguing is fine.
Healthy. Yeah.
Arguing is okay. You know, it's okay to. Chappelle was like, "Girl, take that polish off."
I can't.
That thing gonna be on there forever until her toenail grow off.
No, it's not. Shut up. But
just in general, in general, arguing. I don't even know when's the last time we really had a true argument, but I feel like discussing, differences and discussing things that you all don't agree on is needed. You know, that's needed for growth in relationship, needed to be able to know how to handle certain situations.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like, if you're in a relationship where y'all don't argue or disagree or anything, then that's, I hate to say, it's a red flag. It honestly is, because that means...
You holding stuff in.
Yeah, that means either one of y'all is holding in, like... animosity towards somebody about something, or both of y'all are, which is even worse, because sometimes you're probably in a great relationship and you're like, oh, this girl is great, like she likes football,
we haven't argued yet, and
like she likes beer, like, and she hates all that stuff, but she's just doing it because that's what you like. But that's not healthy for her, because now she's like, dang, when we gonna do something I like?
I've been sacrificing this whole relationship. Yeah, like, you ain't sacrificed nothing.
That is a cook. That's definitely gonna be a cooker. Yeah. That one thing you're gonna want to do is going to like, she gonna go off on you, and you gonna be like, that girl is crazy.
Yeah. what I do? She was cool this whole time.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, just recognizing how your partner manages anger would help too, because we all we all manage it differently. If you have a person who just likes to scream and yell, one, communicate with them that that's not the way that you process information, number one. And then if they're not willing to like back down on that a little bit, because it's hard to change how you react to anger. But if they're not willing to back down on that a little bit, that means they honestly probably, it's like a respect thing, and
they don't care enough about your feelings and about how you feel.
And especially what they say, because I am a spouter, but I don't spout disrespectful things. Like, I'm just more of a I want to get the argument done with type person. Like, and then yes, if it goes on long enough and I feel like you just talking in circles and we're not gonna get it done, my voice is gonna get raised and I'm probably gonna cuss you out, like, just to get it done with. Like, I'm done with this conversation, I'm done with this, and I'm done with you at the moment, so can we please move on type situation.
What's up, Crystal? Cousin, how you doing?
So I mean, like, that's literally what it is.
I'm stretching, it's hurt, but yeah, I think
you always hurt.
I think that's it.
That's pretty much it, y'all. So you got the spouters, you got the cookers, and you got the avoiders. Figure out which one you are, and then that might help you realize why you process stuff certain ways too. And just remember that it's not you. Oops, sorry. It's not you versus your spouse. It's literally you two versus the problem. So whatever is going on, and the problem could be anything. It could be a personal problem. It could be literally just a work problem or anything. It's not you and him. That's, it is you and him arguing, but but you know what I mean. It's about processing it differently. Just realizing that this is the other person that you plan on being with and spending time with. So you probably need to be respectful towards them and figure it out. Give them whatever they need to figure out information, or figure out how they feel about a certain thing. Because if you don't give people time to process anything, you will never get over it. Y'all will continue to argue about the same thing over and over and over. And now that I think about it, me and you, when we argue about things, it's usually the first time. I'm trying to think, what is it like that we argue about a lot? What did we argue about?
Well, were you saying we argue about, whenever we argue about something, we argue about it at one time and then it's over, or we revisit it? Because that never happens.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't revisited
except one time with.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. That's.
Yeah.
That was the time I had to I think that was one of the first times I legit cussed him out.
Yeah.
So basically, when. Little bit more insight with Trey and I. Usually when we disagree about stuff, we usually don't have to revisit it because we squashed it.
I'm stretching, y'all, by the way, just to let you know. I'm not, my stomach don't hurt, nothing like that. I'm stretching.
But we usually, that candle smells so good.
I don't even smell it.
I can smell it.
I smell it.
But you have to sniff on it. But anyway, we usually don't revisit arguments because we usually squash it at the moment. And I guess the biggest thing is when you say you're not mad about something anymore, then truly not be mad about it. For Trey and I, usually if we have a discussion about something, and even if we kind of finish the conversation, I will still tell him if I'm mad about something. I don't just let him think that I'm not mad about it anymore. Yeah. Because one, I can't do it. I physically can't be like, oh, okay, I'm not mad no more, and then let him hug on me and stuff. I'll be like, I lied. I don't feel good. Get off of me. So yeah, I mean, it's also about oh my gosh, disagreements is all about the way you communicate. So a good thing that we like to do, not even like to do, is we try not to yell. When we do start yelling, it's after a long period of time of talking. We try not to initially go into it yelling, because first of all, he's already shut down. Me, when he yells, if he yells, which is rare, Trey rarely yells at me. Actually, I don't think you've yelled at me. You have. Let's not lie about that. But if he yells at me, it doesn't shut me down. I just be like, oh, it's game on. I'm more
she come
let's
back
go.
With more fire. And I'll be like,
I'm like, oh yeah, bet. And he thinks oh, if I yell, maybe she'll shut up. I'm like, nah, nigga, you done war. build your fort. I'm about to burn that bitch down right now. But that's usually how it is. But we try not to go into things arguing. It usually escalates to that because like we're pretty aggressive with like our debates and stuff. As you haven't noticed, we both like talking. So so usually when we get into like these arguments, more like debates, because literally it'd be about anything. Like the sun go down at 5. No, it don't. It go down at 5:05.
It goes down on the east side.
Like,
no,
on the west.
The west.
Like we'll like not literally that, but like that's how our like usually arguments or disagreements are.
Yeah.
Like you guys, like.
But we silly. Like we've got at least like I can honestly say we've got to the point where we can disagree about something and then we turn it into laughter afterwards.
Yeah, we end up laughing about stuff. Yeah. And granted, we got some of you OG married people who gonna be like, oh, that's gonna change eventually. I'm like, of course, depending on what the topic is. But I guess the point that we're trying to say is that we usually don't have arguments. It's usually like just disagreements about like a certain topic that gets us like into debate mode.
Like when I talk to her about picking up her stuff, she'd be like, well, you ain't the only one. I mean, I ain't the only one. You can pick. If you see it, pick it up too. Yeah. And then I'll be like, you know what, you right. And we just kind of laugh about it.
Obviously, it goes on a little bit longer than that. But in the end, like, it usually comes to a understanding and more so of a reflecting.
And knowing that you're wrong.
And it just brings back to our last topic from last Sunday about expectations. You're expecting them to, like, just pick up stuff when they see it, but if it's been there for 2 days, that means you've seen it for 2 days too, and you left it. You know, so it's just a matter of like you're expecting somebody else to do something. So like if you get into the mode of like just doing it, then the other person can't even get mad. Like had you picked up everything that you always saw, and then you like came and yelled at me about it, I have nothing to say. But all right.
Well, my whole thing was if I always pick it up, you ain't gonna learn nothing from it.
And yet, I would if you brought my head. Anyway, we about to have another disagreement. We don't have enough time on here to do that, so we're not going to have that disagreement right now. But anyway, we hope y'all really did learn something with this talk because arguing and disagreeing is a huge part in relationships, and everybody should learn different type of techniques or even just learn how their partners are because not everybody is the same when it comes to stuff. And that's usually where a lot of conflict
I'm listening.
Oh, that's usually how like a lot of conflict kind of starts up and happens. It's hard for you to make it past the arguments, and the whole point of relationships is to make it past that argument, to actually forgive and forget and kind of, you know, just work past it and just learn how to not be mad and hold on to stuff all the time. So I don't know. I hope that helped and worked for you guys.
Let us know. Y'all let us know how it helped.
Yeah, because, you know, we'll be back next Sunday. We'll ask y'all a little bit of questions if y'all listened or not.
And we always look at the comments. We review everything. You know, we just want to make sure we continue to outpour our lives into others. And if y'all can pour some stuff into our lives, that'd be good too.
And once again, if there's any topics that y'all want to talk about or y'all want us to discuss and give y'all a little bit more insight on, or if we've been through it or tried to help y'all, you know, kind of through it, that would be great. Because once again, that's the less work for me. So, but basically, so, you know what, y'all, we're going to end it right here because I am so sleepy. It is way past my bedtime. Like, I literally just said head. Like, I just need to lay my head down, period. But anyway, I want y'all to like this. Y'all like this? Share it with some people. You know what? Like right when I click off of it, even before that, just hit the share button and share it to your page. If you know any people who are in relationships and you think that this would be a great podcast for them to listen to or view or watch, please do that. Also go to our YouTube page, That Kinda Love. Kinda is with an A at the end and it's all one word. And look at and listen to all our other episodes. You might learn something great.
Just even tell somebody to listen to at least 5 minutes of it. If you listen to 5 minutes of some of the stuff that we're talking about, I guarantee you're gonna. Well, I can't go guarantee, but I'm pretty positive you can learn something new that can help you in your relationship.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like even share this Facebook Live because y'all know this mug is funny. Like y'all hilarious. Y'all be having us cracking up on here. But even share this. Like help us get some exposure. Like it, follow, and share. You know, like just do whatever you gotta do. But we appreciate y'all.
Night night.
Oh my God. We appreciate y'all for listening and watching. So peace, love, happiness. Keep a smile on your face and stay positive. If you don't know your purpose in life, please find it, because your life would be so much better when you find it. So stay swaggy, y'all. Peace.
Peace.